skills on the platform. Back at you with another one. What's up, YouTube? I'm actually coming back to do the part 2 to my previous video of curses in regards to how do you know and who's cursing you, right? So just to kind of do a quick overview of the previous video. If you didn't get a chance to catch that, I suggest you go back and catch it. But we're talking about curses, we're talking about cursing, we're talking about how curses, also the ignorance is widely considered the curse that prevents human progress. So your ignorance causes your lack of human progress, and in a sense you're cursed because of it. Your ignorance is a curse, right? By not knowing, not wanting to know, not caring to know, it's ignorance, and then that curses you in a sense, because the scriptures teach my people perish from the lack of knowledge. People are dying because they don't know things or not wanting to know things, right? Not taking the time to learn. Life is a consistent learning process. It's not once you get a certain type of degree or education, that's it, you're good for the rest of your life. No, because things change on a consistent basis. So you kind of got to move with the times, but not neglect or negate the past, right? It doesn't mean that everything in the past that happened before is irrelevant. It's very relevant. But you still need to go ahead and be able to compare and contrast from the past to the future and to the present. So that way from the past to the present, and be able to move on further into the future to improve yourself on a consistent basis. Life is a consistent learning cycle. If you're not learning, you're dying. Simple. If you're not learning, you're stagnant. It's like still waters. What happened to still waters? A water that's been sitting somewhere so long, it starts to stink. Simple. Same thing with your mind. It starts to fester. Nothing's going on in there. It starts to deteriorate because it's not being used. All right. So let's go ahead and get into this part 2 of curses. Now this is going to be a little bit more detail into it. I don't know if I'm going to do a part 3, but this type of topic, there's a lot of information about it. So I suggest people do some research into curses. Now, just to kind of also recap, a curse is a spell, right? Spell has to do with spelling, right? People think of spelling as like a spelling bee. I'm spelling words, right? Yes. Now, also, you got to understand, when you spelling words, that means you're casting a spell, right? Because, once again, words are letters. Letters that create words, which means you're spelling, right? Casting a spell. It can be used in a positive or it can be used in a negative. You see? So, either you're sowing positive or you're sowing negative. Whether you know it or not, you're paying that price. So ignorance is no excuse. If you're ignorant of something, it's not an excuse. You can't say, I didn't know. That statement, it doesn't hold any kind of weight at all. Oh, I didn't know. If you're over a certain age, a child could use that and probably get away with it, depending how old the child is. Once you start to be 16, 15, 16, 17 years old, you got a understanding, and there's ways and tests that you can figure out to see what this child knows and if this child knew what they were doing at the time. Because there's some children that are 16 and 17 that get, sentences that are like as if they were adults because they knew what they were doing, right? So ignorance is no excuse, people. That's out the water. You can throw that out the window. I don't care how old you are. If you're not a child, ignorance is no excuse at all. Let's move on, right? So now there are now I just want to say this. If you sow a seed of good intentions, you get good back. Right? For instance, if I sow apple seeds, I will get an apple tree. If I sow nightshade seeds, I'm going to get back nightshade. Nightshade is a deadly poison. It will kill you. Right? So if I continuously go out and sow nightshade, and then I'm trying to go out and reap my nightshade, curtains, forget it. Right? So you can sow good, you can sow bad. That's your choice. That we all given free will. But best believe and understand you will pay for what you put out. Period. Now, there are different types of curses. Right? Now, there's family curses. Now, these curses, the type of curses that are thrown on your entire family. Right? Someone may have had some type of grudge for whatever reason that they held on to for years, and they projected that entire grudge on your entire family. Your entire bloodline was cursed by an individual, a group of people, city, state, whoever. They placed the curse using their words. They were spell casting, spelling on you, right? Casting a spell on your entire family, right? So that's a type of curse. Be watchful, because you can start to, you can kind of tell, right? If you have a discerning spirit, right, and you can recognize things that some people just may not be able to recognize, right, for whatever reason. That's a whole nother subject, right? Some people just not meant for that. Others are. So you can start to recognize the patterns in a family dynamic, right? Why certain families are successful and why others are not, right? Why is that? You need to start looking into that, because if you start to find, if you're looking at certain family members, for instance, your parents, your grandparents, your aunts and uncles, right? Let's think of the elderly in your family, right? Look at your elders in your family. What's their life about? What are they about, right? Where are they in life now? And if you've been around for many years, what was their life 5-10 years ago versus now? Is there a big dramatic change, or has it been the same the entire time? Have their life changed for the better from this point to this point? Anything, right? You want to be able to understand these patterns in your family, because those patterns could be a curse, whether it was placed on them or they placed it onto themselves, which keeps them at a low vibing energy, or at a low state of life. Right? You got to watch for this. Now, you got to ask yourself, right? The way that your elders, people that are older than you, because typically, the younger generation will follow the older generation. That's just usually what it is, right? From the time that you've been around, let's say you're 30 years old. So you've been around for 30 years. So you've seen what's been going on for the past 30 years up into your memory. You can, let's say, for the past 25 years, because when you're 5 years old, you start absorbing and remembering a lot of stuff. So from 5 up until that age of 30, as an example, right? So for someone that's 30 years old. Have you seen your aunts, uncles, your mother and father, grandparents, have you seen their life progress from the age of you were 5 years old up until 30? If their life has not progressed and it's been the same for that entire 25-year period, you need to get away from them. You need to get away from your family, because they're going to keep you in that pattern, especially if they didn't accomplish anything. You think they're going to, in a lot of cases, they don't want you to do better than them. They don't want you to outshine them. Why? Because they feel like they've been in this for so many years. Why should you do better than them? It's sad to say. It kind of doesn't make any sense, but it is what it is. A lot of people think like that. That's that low energy, that low vibing energy. You need to get away from it. Because if their life, now, unless you want to spend the next 25 years not doing anything and just living this day by day, just getting by, hey, I can't knock you. That's your choice. Everyone has free will. If you want to be a loser your entire life, you have a choice to be a loser. That's up to you. Right? But if you see that the patterns in these people that are older than you, brothers and sisters' lifestyle, if it hasn't changed from 25 from 5 years old till 30, as an example, as I mentioned, get away. It's time for you to change. It's a curse. That's a family curse right there. Now, we all probably have one family member who's doing better than everyone else. That's typically the family member you kind of want to follow because that person has something going on in their life. They have a goal for their life. Usually there's about maybe one, maybe two people in the family doing better than everyone else. Right? Because that's what they chose to do. They decided they don't want to just live their life day by day, sitting in the front porch, smoking cigarettes, talking shit to the neighbors, talking trash to the neighbors, you know what I mean, and producing nothing of value for their lives or anyone else for that matter. Right? So look out for that family curse, a curse thrown on your entire family. So if your entire family are a bunch of losers and you follow them, you're going to be a loser too. If your family's mediocre, you're going to be mediocre. Unless you break that mold and say, you know what? I don't want to be loser. No, I don't want to even be mediocre. I want to be great. I want to be the best. You have to make that decision. And you got to go ahead and now you got to take the initiative. You got to go ahead and get the education, get the knowledge, get the understanding, right? Get the training, get the certifications, get the experience. So that way you can be in a better spot for your life. Because it's your life, it's not theirs. They're supposed to help guide you in the proper direction. Like whatever happened to, teaching your kids, hey, what do you want to be when you grow up? Doctor, lawyer, things like that. Whatever happened to that? What happened to the parents encouraging their kids to go be something? Social media messed y'all up. All y'all do is sit on the phones and be on social media. Y'all don't even try to do nothing productive. Nothing's wrong with social media. It depends how you use it. A lot of people use social media to get money. Like that's the only reason why I would use social media is to make money from it. That's the only use I see from it. Like I'm not hooking up with nobody online. I'm not meeting up with nobody online because we already know where that's going. People setting each other up left and right. I'm not meeting you. If I don't meet you in person, we not gonna meet. Period. Like if I was in an establishment and we locked eyes, we're not gonna meet because I'm not gonna type on the internet and be like, okay, let's meet somewhere. I'm not meeting no one online. Period. If I run into you, it was meant for me to run into you. If not, you're fresh out of luck because it's not happening. Right? So let's move on. Family curses thrown onto your entire family. That's one form of a curse, right? Then you have a mother's curse. A curse thrown by a mother on her child. Most people can't even grasp the thought that your own mother would put a curse on you. People can't even conceive that. Like, nah, my mother loves me. She wouldn't do that. Think again. Think again. Especially if she didn't accomplish anything in her lifetime, if she didn't get nothing done for herself, or has anything to show for the years of her being on this planet, if she has nothing to show, a lot of cases she don't want you to do nothing. She don't want you to be better. She don't want you to get those degrees. She don't want you to be successful because she was not successful. Not all mothers are like that though. Not all. There's a lot of mothers that are like that. They will cast a spell on their own child. They sat in a hospital for I don't know how long, hours, days, whatever it may be in labor, bore a child, and would place a curse on that child. Something is not right in a woman's mind who would do something like that. She has a mental disconnect in her mind for her to cast a spell on her own bloodline. She's not right in her mind to do something like that. Or even a father that would cast a spell on his own child. He's not right. They are not functioning properly. They don't mentally function proper. It's not work. It's not something's loose in that brain. The screws are loose. The hamster wheel's turning and nothing's connected. Lights not going on. So be careful of that too. Your own mother. Now, if you can sit down, have a conversation with your mother right now, anyone, right? Just go have a conversation with your mother and father and just talk to them, right? Test it out, right? Throw some things at them and say, hey, mom, hey, dad, I'm trying to do this and that with my life. And, I know I've been messing up. I know I ain't been doing so good, but I want to make a change in my life and I want to do this and this, this and this. See what they say. See if they encourage you to do something, or they try to belittle you, or they tell you can't do it, or, you need to just go get a job or something. And they just literally shoot your plan out the sky or your idea out the sky. They're casting that spell right there on you. If they can't even accept you wanting to go try to accomplish and better your life, and your life hasn't been going well, and now look at how their life is, especially if they don't have nothing going on. 9 times out of 10, if your parent has something going on in their life, they want you to accomplish something too. It's probably rare where they are successful and they don't want you to be successful. That's rare. Like, you're not going to find that common that a parent that's successful don't want their children to be successful also. That's like a rarity. And if anybody knows that actually is happening or has happened, leave a comment because I like to know about it. I want to know if there's any successful parents out there who don't want their children to be successful. Usually, the parent that's not successful, that has not accomplished nothing, don't want their children to accomplish nothing either. They want their children to be in the same situation as them, sick, broke, busted, disgusted, and unhappy. Misery loves company. There's a pattern here. Or even for a father, for that matter. A father that doesn't want good for their children, he's not going to accomplish nothing. Watch out for those parents casting spells on their children. You need to get away from your parents. A lot of y'all need to just get away from your parents, period. If they're not encouraging you and trying to help you to be better people in the world, get away from them. Because that's most likely your hindrance, and I can almost be certain if you get away from them, you'll probably start accomplishing a whole lot more. Let's move on. That was the mothers throwing curses on their children, spelling on your children. Sick. Just sick and twisted. I couldn't even imagine it. Who doesn't want their children? You as a parent, you're supposed to want your children to be better than you. You're supposed to want your children to have more than you. If you spend your whole life busting your hump and you don't want your children to have better than you or more than you, you're sick. You need to just go ahead and hang yourself. I'm gonna say it. Just hang yourself. Next, the personals thrown on just one person. So you can have individuals out here, just people, men and women, throwing curses on just one person, or a group of people throwing a curse on one person, right? They're saying all kinds of spell work and incantations. They may use candles. They may do types of rituals just to be able to curse this one person, right? They put energy on a day-to-day basis to put this one person down so something bad happens to that one person. Be careful of that too. Know who you're around. You know, in the words of Hassan Campbell, right? He said, be careful of your circle. And probably not in those exact words, but he said something along the line is, if you don't know who is in your circle, they can hurt you, right? Shout out to Hassan Campbell. Your circle, whoever you keep around you, can hurt you. So know who you have around you, in short. Right? So people throwing personals at you, personal curses. You know, it could be anyone. Anyone around you. Right? I look at it like this. If I call you my friend, we better be talking about how we gonna come up together. If I hang around with you, we better be talking about how we gonna come up, or how we gonna get this next bag. Because if we're not having these conversations about how we supposed to get this bag together, I don't need to talk to you. We're not friends. I don't want to be your friend. And we can't talk about how we finna come up, or how we finna get this business popping, or how we finna do something to benefit the world and same time benefit ourselves. We have nothing in common. We can't be friends. Simple. And you guys should feel the same way. A friend is someone that helps. It's beneficial. Look up the word friend. I know I said it in one of my previous videos. We're talking about that. How a friend has a certain purpose. If you got a business, you try to start a business and do something, and your so-called friends and family members can't say, or you know, if you wrote a book or something like that, if they can't go to the store and spend $15, $30 or whatever to go buy your book, mark them off. If they can't spend $30 on $20 to go buy your book or your product or service that you're offering to help you out, they're useless to you, blood or not. Because they'll go sit down and spend $50 on a meal at a restaurant, and people they don't know, right? Restaurants, all kind of places. These people don't care about them. These people don't even care if they go spend their money on their food and they choke on the food that they bought from someone else's restaurant. They wouldn't give a damn. They probably, pay for maybe pay for the funeral or something like that. Maybe. That's rare. But 9 times out of 10, they're not even going to pay for that. They don't care about you. But they'll go spend their money somewhere else where people that don't give a damn about them. Think about it. It's deep. So that's personals. People thrown just at one person. Then you have national curses, right? This is a curse that maybe a group of people throws at an entire nation of people. A tribe. They try to curse an entire tribe or nation of people. Who do you know as a nation of people, or excuse me, getting a little dry mouth here. A nation of people. Somebody don't want me to bring this message out. Somebody trying to stop me, but it just got blocked and sent right back to sender. They don't even know. My bloodline thick. Anyways, the entire nation, they try to put a curse on an entire nation of people. What people do you know that's been cursed? I'll let y'all figure that out. I don't even have to say it. Y'all already know, right? Anyways, so they put curses on entire nations and tribes of people. That one's self-explanatory. We ain't even got to go deep into that. Let's move on. You got curses on states. So people cursed is their social condition, right? So your social condition is being cursed. Like people wishing that you don't meet up with people that can help you elevate to a higher level. They don't want you to connect with people that are doing much better than you, right? They don't want you to connect with other countries and have board meetings, whether it's virtual or physically. They don't want you to connect with people around the world so you can broaden your horizon, right? They curse that you don't meet up with nobody that can elevate you. They don't want you to do it, right? They don't want you to do better. So they curse that. Let's move on. That's kind of self-explanatory also, right? People can curse their own, thrown on oneself as a form of punishment. People cursing themselves. People will curse themselves. How do you do that? Well, if you continue to curse others, you're just simply putting it back on yourself. It comes in return. Like I said, what goes around comes around. Cause and effect. If you put something out on someone, it's coming back on you. In a lot of cases, it's coming back onto you stronger than what you put it out on. It's gonna come back to you stronger. Because here's the thing, you put out an energy, right, on someone. Let's say you put that energy out and that person is a low vibing energy just like you. And you ruin that person's life. I mean, they end up getting messed up bad, right? Because they're low vibing. You don't think you're going to get messed up too? It's because that one little curse you put out on someone might have multiplied in their life into all kinds of curses. Now, it's time for you to get your multiple curses coming right back. So you're going to get what originally you put out plus some more. Try it if you want. Try it if you want. Think you're smart. Think you're smarter than me. Try to do it if you want. And see what happens. I'm giving y'all, this is not even me spitting this at you. This is ancient knowledge. This Akashic records. This information comes back from time immemorial. This is not no new type of lessons that you're trying to learn that's derived from ancient lessons that's been watered down. Nah, I'm giving you guys pure, raw knowledge. This is not for babes though. All right? So understand, what you put out is coming back to you. It's a cycle. It's a wheel. That wheel spins, it comes back around. Let's move on. So we know that someone can actually put a curse on oneself. People cursing themselves. People are cursing themselves out of ignorance. What did I say on the previous one, right? Ignorance is widely considered the curse that prevents human progress. Out of ignorance. Out of stupidity. Cursing themselves. Doesn't make any sense. House. Thrown at someone's house. Someone can curse your own house, your house. Right? They wish something bad happened to your house or something happened to you in your own house. Crazy, right? But these people live in houses too. You don't think you're putting something on someone's house, it can't come back and a lot of cases they won't even hit their house. It'll just hit yours. You wishing that to happen to somebody's house. You wish somebody's house to burn down or something. God forbid. But you wishing that on somebody's house. Next thing you know, you wonder why your house caught fire. Oh, I don't know. What happened? Yes, you do. Because you cursed some. You probably put a curse on someone and you end up getting hurt yourself. Foolish. Silly. Y'all some silly men and women out here. Y'all just a bunch of silly fools. Too smart for your own good. A lot of y'all not even that smart. Because your actions show it. I don't care what you got, degrees or whatever. None of that stuff even matters. If you're not applying it correctly, if you're not using your knowledge, your degrees to go benefit people, then what's the purpose? Why'd you get it? To have it on the wall somewhere for people to look at? It doesn't have no use up there. Eventually that paper is going to wither. That glass might break. You need to apply that information to your life and to help others too. That's why you got it, right? Yeah, that's what you're supposed to have got it for, to help others. But you don't even do that. You're like the wicked servant who the Most High gave a talent to, and they buried it in the sand. They buried it in the dirt. Oh, I buried it because I ain't want to lose it. You're wicked. Wicked servant. Why didn't you take it like the other ones? He said, God, I took mine and I got double back. I took it and I got 2 back. Once I took it 1 and I got 10 back. The other said I got 5 back or something like that. Probably not the exact what I'm saying, but you guys can look up that scripture about the talents. One of the servants went and took that talent and made 10. One of the servants took the talent and made 5. One of the servants took the talent and made 2. He at least doubled it. The one other person buried it. You buried it for what? You're supposed to use it. That's why I gave you the knowledge to go get that. To use it to help others. And help yourself. You didn't even do that. Wicked. You're wicked. You're wicked for that. So people throwing it on your house. Right? Also, the penial. A curse as a form of punishment for offenses done by not skillful magicians. A penial, Penal, a curse as a form of punishment for offenses done by not skillful magicians. A lot of y'all out here trying to do these curses and you're not even magicians. You didn't even go through any kind of formal training to be a magician. And you're trying to throw curses at people like you're a magician who went through some type of school or training to get acquire that ancient knowledge. That knowledge that's been passed down. Proper knowledge. Not just you read a book or you read some books for the past 3-4 years or 5 years or maybe 10 years for that matter. Because you read so many books on curses and spell and now you think you're magicians. Bull. You're not a magician. Stop trying to be something that you're not. There's formal training to be a magician. And if you didn't go through it, you can't claim that you're a magician. So these are the type of curses. These people throwing curses, acting like they're a magician. Putting on garbs and, robes and, they got altars and they light candles and incense and all of this crap. And they're not getting nothing done. A lot of people don't even know, right? You could try to cast spells on certain people and it would never touch them. You know why? Because that person or that group or that family, whoever, might have been sowing good seeds their entire life. They maybe not an entire life, but they've been sowing good seeds for an extended period of time. And you can't even penetrate that goodness that they put out. It'll just repel right off of them and go right back to you. Several folds. You think you're doing something, you're not. It'll bounce right off of them. Because certain people have put out good their whole lives. What makes you think your negative energy is going to penetrate that positive, high vibrant energy? It's too low. It'll just simply go right under them. Like, phew, phew, pass right by them. Phew, phew, phew. It's like you're shooting, but you're not hitting nothing. You have no aim. No aim at all. You can shoot all you want, but it's just phew phew. I mean, they're not even moving. They're not phased. Phew. It's like you try to shoot, they just phew. They just moving around. They just, oh, I gotta grab them. Phew. Bullets flying past them. It's not even touching them. Because you're low energy. You're low vibing. They too high up. Flying in the G6 and you over here, trying to shoot at the plane. You can't reach it. Like my boy, what's his name? Loaded Luck say. You trying to throw rocks at the sun. You can't reach it. Huh? How you trying to throw rocks at the sun? Where they do that at? You can't reach it, fool. But you continuously try to throw rocks at the sun. You can't reach it. It's too high up for you. Let's move on. Casting spells. Now I also looked up spells, right, in the etymology dictionary. It was interesting that came up. The word that came up under spells is charmer. I was baffled for him. I'm like, charmer? People are so caught up in charming people, right? But these people, and not saying that all people that charm are bad, are negative, but a charmer is casting a spell. Think about it. They're charming you. They're making you feel good. You got you all up in your 5 senses. Touch, taste, smell, feel, and hear. They got you all in your 5 senses. Like, you feeling yourself. They got you feeling all kind of good, right? And they charming the hell out you. Next thing you know, gone. They done did you all kind of dirty. You looking like, who does that happen to? A lot of y'all. And it happened to me too. I ain't excluded from it. I've been charmed. I only been charmed by one woman though. She got away with that. It's a lesson though. It was a lesson learned. She charmed me. I fell for it. Lesson learned. I'm better from it. Cool. Only one. Charmed the hell out of me. But it's a lesson learned. Now, and I literally mean the hell out of me too. Like, whoa. But anyway, let's move on. Charmer, 14th century noun. One who casts spells. 1670s. As one who has the power of fascinating. Agent, noun from charm. They was casting spells. That's the only reason why I even got charmed. They're casting spells. A charmer casts spells. And women today, they love being charmed, right? They love a charming guy. He got to be charming. Oh, okay. That means she want to be spell cast on. Cast spell on her. I love charming guys. You going to get a spell cast on you, baby. You're going to get charmed. Charmed right out of everything that's of value to you. What's the most valuable thing you got? I don't think a lot of people know these days. But we ain't going to get into all that. Right? Because that's not what we're talking about. But we're talking about charmers. Which is a spell. Right? One who has the power of fascinating. People want to be entertained. They want to be excited all the time. Right? Is that healthy? No. I mean, it's cool to be entertained every now and then. But there's a time for that. There's a time for it. If you want to be consistently entertained, you're a child. It's like a child. Excuse me. You're like a child. I'm getting dry over here. But excuse me. I'm just going to get through this. I'm going to wrap this up shortly. But you're like a child who wants to be entertained 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's why you guys run around here trying to seek energy and try to get entertained by anybody. You have no discipline. Then you wonder why Your ignorance is widely considered the curse that prevents human progress. Then you wonder why you're not progressing, because you're always seeking entertainment like a foolish child. You always want to be entertained. Grow up. Life is not always about entertainment. You got to do some kind of work first, then you can have some entertainment time. Work, then entertain. Work, then entertain. That's what it is. There's time to work. There's a time for entertainment. Learn how to differentiate the two. Life is not a consistently entertainment. If that's what you're seeking, you're going to have some problems when you get in your older years. A lot of you wonder why when you get older, things are not going accordingly. It's because you spent your younger years wasting your life, being entertained all the time. It's foolishness. It's stupidity. It's silly. Stop consistently looking for entertainment. That's not what life is all about. If you consistently look for entertainment, when you get older, you're going to pay. There's a cost for everything. Once again, break them spells that you guys got in your mind, because it's clearly you're being spelled on, charmed. That's what it is. I looked it up in the etymology. Look it up yourself. Etymology dictionary online at Edymon. Put in the word spells. You're going to see the word charm come up. A charmer is one who casts spells. 1670s as one who has the power of fascinating. You guys always want to be fascinated. Men and women, y'all need to stop. Cut it out. As in the words of the Crimson Cure, knock it off. I like when she says that, though. Shout out to the Crimson Cure. But you guys always want to be fascinated. Why? There's a time for that. Grow up. Like children. Goodness gracious. It's sickening in a lot of cases. It's sickening. Agent. Noun. From charm. Oh, I want to be charmed. I want to be entertained. Grow up. Let's move on. Also, the word came up underneath the spells and charm was moodiness. If you guys are always moody, you're going from one point to another point. Oh, I'm sad. I'm happy. I'm mad. I'm angry. I'm furious. I feel good. I feel bad. Moodiness. You need to check yourself. Why you keep going through these different moods? Every second, every moment of the day, you're going through one mood from another. You need to really start looking at that. It's not you. It goes deeper than that. Moodiness. Old English. Pride. Passion. A lot of y'all just want to have passion all the time. Passion's not good all the time. You can get the wrong passion. You get caught up in some passion. Next thing you know, you come up with an STD, or you come up with some type of disease you can't cure because you was caught up in the fit of passion. You want to be so passionate. Now you got something you can't cure, dummy. Just not intelligent. Not using your brain. You got caught up in a curse. Anger. You guys are angry at times. For what? Because you've been challenged? Because someone is challenging you? Life is about challenge. It's about growth. If you're not being challenged, you're not growing. Meaning, conditions of being subject to gloomy spells. It's kind of redundant, but you guys get it, right? Peevishness, sulliness, right? Another word that came up under moodiness was disenchant. There's a movie called The Enchantress, or I don't think it's called The Enchantress, but there's a character in the movie. I think it's I forgot the name of that movie, but it was a character in the movie. I think you guys know who I'm talking about, right? I think Will Smith's in the movie. That girl that plays Joker's girlfriend is in that movie as well. But there's a character, a lady called the Enchantress. She enchants you with a spell. Got you doing everything she wants you to do. A lot of you foolish men out here just fall into anything what women tell you to do. You just go with it. Next thing you know, you wonder why she got you for everything. Because all you was thinking about was that thing between her legs. You can't even use your brain to and get your mind off what's between her legs. That's all you think about. Then you wonder why you ain't got nothing. Because you worried about running around chasing women. You get yourself together, you can have women all you want. But y'all don't even consider that. Y'all just feel like you gotta have a woman in your life. For what? You don't have to. Once you get your life in order, women are always gonna be here. They're not going anywhere anytime soon. Free from enchantment. Disenchant means free from enchantment, right? That means you can't be enchanted. That means they're not putting a spell on you, right? Opposite of spell work, right? You're recognizing what's being done and you nip it in the bud right there. Nah, you're not putting that spell on me. Get out of here with that. Keep it moving. I'm gone. I'm out of here. Cut that short. Free from enchantment. Delivery from the power of charm. It ties in. Delivery from charm. Stop trying to be charmed and entertained. Or spells, 1580s, from French, disenchanter. The enchanter fixed a spell upon. All right? Fix a spell upon. Everything's tied in. And I'll put a little note here. It says, when someone put out good, curses can't work on them. When someone puts out good, curses can't work on them. Why is that? Because they put out good. That means they're going to get good in return. Right? It repels back to the sender automatically. Now you're probably wondering how to stop curses. Stop following behind people who don't mean you well or mean good for you. Simple. Stop putting out negative energy. Put out positive energy. Put out good intentions towards others so that way you can get good intentions back to you. That's how you stop it. Now, if you've done so much evil and so much spell work for X amount of years, you're probably going to get back that much in that amount of time frame, or maybe a little bit longer. I can't determine what you've done over the years to cause you to go through what you're going through, right? So if you've put out some certain curses and spells, you're going to have to just live that out. You got to live it out. You're going to have to play it out until the end. You got to play it out to the end. Some of y'all done did so much that there's no coming back for you. It is what it is. See you in the next lifetime. Maybe you'll get it right then. That's all I can tell you. Well, that's it, people. That concludes the lesson. I think that gives you a lot of details. Now, there's different forms of curses. You know, maybe I come out with a part 3 of this. Maybe, maybe not. But there's also other types of curses. You know, you can use different items and things like that. But what's the point of even talking about it? Because we understand you reap what you sow. Cause and effect. What you get, what you put out, comes back to you. Now, people, let's just wrap this up. Like, comment, and subscribe. Also, hit the bell notification so you can get future videos like this. Okay? Also, if you guys want a numerology report, my email's in the description. Right? So that way you can start to know yourself better and make better decisions. Because when you know yourself, you can make better decisions. Right? There's certain energies that when you were born, you came into this world with. Those energies are who define who you are. And those energies tell you what best suits you in this lifetime, on what your strong points, what you can pursue, what your mind naturally gravitates to, right? Certain types of subjects and things, work, careers that you can choose to better your life, right? People lie, numbers don't. Get yourself a numerology report. Thank you. I'm out. Peace.